are you doing? So I don't know about you, but I always want to keep growing. I want to keep pivoting, in the words of Ross, I love Friends, to just make sure that I'm tweaking what I'm doing, my habits, my rhythms, my routines, to make sure that I'm growing and I'm flourishing and I'm being the woman and living like the woman God created me to be. So that's easier said than done. So I'm going to share three things that I do at the end of each week to help me practically and tangibly start to grow and put things into place and make tweaks when necessary. At the end of a week, and it's usually a Sunday for me because I take a day of Sabbath, and for me that is on the Saturday night till the Sunday morning, till the Monday morning, I turn off my phone, I switch off my laptop, I disconnect completely from technology and from work and from everything like that. And I take Sunday to just study the Bible more, seek God a little bit longer than usual. And I crack open my journal and I reflect on the week that's just been. And I ask myself 3 questions. So the first question I ask is, what went well this week? Because I think we need to celebrate more. I don't know about you, but I can rush through life, rush through the journey and not actually take time to go, yeah, I did that well. That worked really well. I'm really proud of that. We had a good time. So I ask myself what went well and I write it down. It could be as simple as, and it's not stuff like I sent 3 emails and I only meant to send 2. It's not little things like that. It's stuff like I really kept my mind in check. I read the Bible. I exercised consistently. I ate really healthily. I refilled my tank 4 times this week. Stuff like that. What is actually helping, what worked well for your body, mind, soul, spirit, and relationships. And then I write it all down and then I ask myself the second question, which is not so fun, which is what didn't work very well. And when I've written the pages, I write down what didn't work well. And for me, this is like a deep inward reflection. And it could be stuff like, I ate way too much chocolate over the weekend because I didn't plan and didn't have any healthy food in. I was on my phone too long. I was scrolling mindlessly and I didn't have any self-control. Just stuff like that. What didn't work well? And then I bring it all before God. So I write it down and then I say, Father, thank you for the things that went well. Would you give me the discipline and the determination to keep putting the healthy things into practice throughout my life so that I grow into the woman that you're calling me to be? And I say, sorry, I actually repent for the ways that I probably fell short. I like to have a clean slate before God, a clean slate at the end of the week and say, Father, forgive me for where I messed up. I fell short. I didn't do that very well. Then I ask him to help me and help me to tweak and to pivot and to make changes that are going to help me to grow. So then I write on another page, what am I going to do about it? What am I going to put into practice for the next week? So I look at what worked well and I write a couple, like 2 or 3 things. I'm going to keep filling my tank past 9 o'clock. I'm going to keep exercising 4 times a week. I'm going to keep whatever it might be. And then I look at what didn't go well and work out what could I do to tweak that. For me recently, a big one was I was scrolling on my phone too much. I just had my emails on all the time. I was on social media interacting and I could just feel this isn't how I want to live my life. I don't want to feel like there's noise in my head all the time. So I bought an alarm clock. That was on my to-do list. So buy an alarm clock, set boundaries, have clear set time frames. So I wrote those down and then I implemented them. So I bought an alarm clock, which meant my phone was no longer by my bed, but in my study, out of the way from 9 at night until 10 in the morning. I set boundaries. So I said, okay, you're allowed 3 times to go on your phone in the day. Pick those times and I gave myself a time frame so that I actually was taking control of the things that were a weakness and kind of destructive and depletive in my life, to try and take control and go, okay, let's channel this so that it can be constructive and helpful. So yeah, there's a verse in the Bible that says she watches over the affairs of her household, Proverbs 31:27. And I love the Proverbs 31 woman. I think it's like a godly example of how to be a savvy, pure, trustworthy, diligent, strong, virtuous, incredible woman. And as women, as daughters of God, it's our responsibility to watch over the affairs of our household. And your household might involve kids, it might involve your housemates, it might just be your heart, your household, the innermost work of your being. And so I want to challenge you and encourage you to watch over the affairs of your household, and to maybe, like me, ask yourself those 3 questions. What went well? What didn't go well? And what can you do to change it for the next week? So I hope that's encouraged you. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know anything that's worked well for you. Let's cheer you on. But yeah, so good to check in. Speak to you soon.